Hi, everyone. I'm Kelly Kirstein, and I am a school counselor at Fairfax County Public Schools. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, I'm Sophia Mohammed. I'm a high school counselor with Loudoun County Public Schools.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Cousins. I'm an employment and transition representative at Fairfax County Public Schools. Jill Stilton, also from Fairfax County Public Schools, was also an integral part of this project. This resource was created as part of the VDOE Post-Secondary Success Work Group. Career One Stop is a wonderful internet resource with lots of great information for career exploration and job seekers of all ages. In this video, we'll show you a Career One Stop lesson designed for secondary students to show them how to, 1, take a 30-question interest assessment from the Career One Stop website, 2, save their results, and 3, research different careers and apprenticeships and internships. This PowerPoint is designed for teachers or other school staff to show to students to help them walk through the steps of this lesson. Please note, if your school district has another career interest assessment your students take, you can still use those results and have students research different careers, apprenticeships, and internships using the Career One Stop website. If the school district career assessment is more than a year old, you may decide to have students take the one on the website as well and compare the results. This lesson takes about 80 to 90 minutes, but it is also designed to be broken up over 2 shorter lessons if you prefer. There are teacher notes at the bottom of some slides. For example, to allow students to work at their own pace, the first set of lessons will explain and show students what to do. And then students will begin taking the inventory on slide number 17. Before the lesson, you may want to make a copy of the Google survey to share with students. In order to see student results, you must make a copy of the Google survey and share your link with them. Don't forget to update the permission settings to allow students to access it. If you prefer paper copies of the questions instead, just print out slide number 9 or show it to the students after they take the assessment. This is just an introduction to the lesson. Number 1, take an interest assessment. Again, students will take the assessment on a later slide. Number 5, save the results. Sorry, number 2, save the results. We found it better to have students copy the URL as opposed to using the little email button, because school emails are often behind school firewalls that will not send or receive outside emails, including this one. If a student is working on a personal computer, the little email button will work, but it won't necessarily have the student name on it. You can have students email the URL to you, or you can have them paste it into the Google form if you are using that. I would recommend having them do both. The benefit of emailing the results is that students can share it with others, and you know whose it is because they sign their first and last name. If a student has an IEP, you can have them email the results to their case manager or transition specialist to use to write their transition plan for their next IEP meeting. You could save results in a spreadsheet or in an email folder for future reference. The nice thing about saving the URL is that students can see the results again and again. After you finish the assessment, you will answer these 7 questions. Teachers, you can decide if you want to just show this slide, print it out, or make a copy of this Google survey located in the notes section of this PowerPoint. This is what the results will look like after students finish the survey. Students may relate more to their RIA SEC scores than the long list of jobs, so I don't recommend skipping this part. This will let them know kind of what category they have the most interest, and they can find out more information by clicking on this little green down arrow. It would then go back to results. And you can have students look at the list of jobs they may like. And then we're going to ask you to have students select one job to look at by selecting one of the career name from the list. Each one-stop career video is about 1 minute long. And if you scroll down, you can see more information about the career, such as job outlook, typical wages, education, and experience. Now students will take the Career One-Stop Assessment. If you're teaching virtually, you can put the link in the chat as well as the Google form. If you're teaching in person, have students type in Career One-Stop in an internet browser and then navigate to the interest assessment like this. So they would just type in Career One-Stop, they would go to Explore Careers, Interest Assessment, and then click on the interest assessment right there. And they would start the assessment. Have students start the interest assessment. It typically takes about 5 to 10 minutes to complete this assessment and about 20 minutes to complete the questions. You can show this slide to remind students what they should be doing, especially if you have some late stragglers into the class. And if students forget what they need to do, you can scroll to the correct slide to answer their question quickly. For example, if they ask about, where the URL is, you can scroll to that slide so they can see. Here are some reflection questions you can ask to the class in the last few minutes. They also appear on the Google form if you wanted to save student answers or if you wanted to give every student a chance to respond. If you have a 90-minute block, go ahead and you can continue. If you want to break this apart into 2 lessons, you could stop here. It's a natural stopping point. Some additional information. So teachers, after students email you their URL results, you can download their results to an Excel spreadsheet if you wanted to, so that the students could, if you wanted them to sort the career list into different categories, such as job outlook, hourly wages, or education level. Students can still click on the blue hyperlink of careers to get to the page that will have the additional information.
Now we will dive into helping our students explore apprenticeships and internships. As Becky mentioned, this can be a separate lesson or a continuation of the lesson, depending on the amount of time you have available. The first objective of this part of the lesson is to help students understand what apprenticeships and internships entail and their key differences. This understanding will enable students to identify which type of on-the-job training, whether it be an apprenticeship or an internship, might be a better fit for them. On this slide, we are trying to gauge students' existing knowledge of apprenticeships and internships. Feel free to get creative here. Use a method you are comfortable with. For example, if you are comfortable using Kahoot, you might consider creating a word cloud where students can type free responses visible for all to see using laptops or smartphones. Check out the notes section, which includes additional suggestions for making this part of the lesson interactive. Now that you've gotten a sense of students' existing knowledge, it's time to explain the basics of apprenticeships. Included on the slide is a link to a 3-minute introductory video on apprenticeships. After you review the information, watch this video together as a group. In the notes, check out additional resources you might find helpful when introducing apprenticeships to students. Here, you will introduce internships. Included on the slide is also another video link, which is a 4-minute video on internships. Please watch this together as a group as you review after you review the information about internships with students. Now is a good time to allow students to digest the new information and reflect on what they've learned thus far. Allow students time for individual reflection using the prompts on the slide. Then allow students time to discuss their reflections with a peer or peers. Time permitting, have students share out in front of the entire group. The next 3 slides, slides 29 through 31, walk students through step-by-step instructions for exploring local and national apprenticeship opportunities via Career One Stop and its resources. To explore apprenticeships, students will complete steps 1 through 6 outlined in the slides. If possible, the facilitator should project their screen for the class to see, and they can walk through the steps together. The next 2 slides, slides 32 through 33, walk students through step-by-step instructions for exploring local and national internship opportunities via Career One Stop and its resources. To explore internships, students will complete steps 1 through 4 outlined in the slides. If possible, the facilitator should project their screen for the class to see so that they can walk through the steps together for the first time.
The next few slides will provide some information on the differences between licensure and certifications. What is the difference between a license or a certification, and is it needed for your job? This slide provides a general overview of what a certification is, and there's also a link to a short video on certifications and why someone may need to obtain one. This slide provides some information on where you can earn a certification. There is a new program called the G3 Initiative, where there is funding for students that are going to earn certifications on in-demand fields, and this program is available at NOVA. The link provided provides financial aid information as well as the program requirements and the different career fields that students may be interested in learning more about or obtaining a certification in. This is some information on the different types of certifications students can earn. There are corporate certifications, product-specific certifications, and profession-wide certifications. Corporate certifications generally are not transferable to different other corporations, but product-specific ones can be transferable, and profession-wide, such as a CPA or pilot's license, are some of the different certifications that students may want to explore and learn more about. But this is just a general kind of overview for them to start their search and learning what certifications they might want to obtain. A license may be required also for some students if they want to become a barber or a cosmetologist. It's generally provided by the state. So the link provided, the license finder, will let students know what jobs require licensure in Virginia. There's also other states they can look at, but the link provided is only for Virginia. This slide provides some questions that students can ask themselves, or you can ask the students, so that they can reflect on what they've learned and maybe explore more things that they may be interested in doing in the future. Please continue to look through the Career One Stop website, because there are so many useful resources there, and we link some more on this slide right here. We provide links that current and graduating students can use to find a full or part-time job. We also have links on the job search process, resume writing, keywords that students can use on their job resume, and interview preparation. If you would like to learn more information about jobs available and accommodations for students and workers with disabilities, as well as videos and materials in Spanish, those links are also provided on this slide right here. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you find this very helpful.